It's Saturday, January 28th, 2012. Daytona International Speedway. It's race day. And right here, right now, some of the best drivers in the world are about to battle for 24 straight hours. Some of the biggest names in racing have raced here, and won here. Oh, and that's me, Cooper MacNeil. I'm here in Daytona trying to add my name to its legacy. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me just back up a bit. This is me during the week. I guess you can say I'm your typical college student. I go to class, I hang out with my friends. But because I'm 6'6", a lot of people figure I'm a college athlete. They'll take me for a swimmer, or a quarterback, sometimes even a power forward. I'm an athlete indeed. I just took a different track. The Daytona International Speedway is home to some legendary races and some even bigger names in motorsports. And the Rolex 24 is one of the most grueling and famous endurance races in the world. The race consists of two types of classes, DP and GT, and it hosts the who's who of racing. You have guys here from Formula One, NASCAR, Indy, from all over the world. Basically, it works like this. Each team consists of 3 or 4 drivers who take turns driving over a 24-hour period. A win here makes a career. And on our team, the WeatherTech Alex Job Racing team, we've got a crew and drivers of the highest caliber. They call it the 24 Hours of Daytona, but the fact is, it takes months of preparation. Everything really starts coming together a week before the race. That's when we get the car to the track, get it into the garage, and inspect every nook, cranny, and surface. We go to countless meetings, pore over data and video, and we compare notes constantly. We practice driver changes, we run the track, and to stay loose, we find time to goof off a little bit. It keeps things light. It's a full day's work every day. From the engineers, to the owners, to the drivers, everyone has to be fully invested because we have to work as a team. We have to fire on all 12 cylinders. One of the most exciting parts of racing is qualifying. That's where we attempt to set the fastest lap time to determine where we'll start the race. Because we want to start closest to the front, we push the car with everything we've got. We go all out, balls to the wall. Pole position will give you bragging rights, but in a 24-hour race, it doesn't always matter where you start. Anything can happen, and something always does. When race day comes, it's a phenomenal feeling. The energy and excitement is electrifying. Drivers and teams go over final preparations, and the fans fill the speedway, coming from all over just to see you. It's our job to put on a good show. We want to interact with them, sign autographs, and teach them a little bit. It's all part of the job. But it's also part of what makes being a race car driver the coolest job in the world. The adrenaline is like nothing else. It's just awesome. This is the moment we've been training for. It's the reason you get into racing. And when you pull this high-performance machine onto the track of the Daytona Speedway, it's an indescribable feeling. We've got to be ready, and we expect to win. The tensions run a bit higher at the beginning of the race because it's where a lot of wrecks can happen. But once you start, the focus becomes laser-like. You feel your body relax, you loosen up, and you start having some fun. And that's when you know you're racing.
Be ready for a pack of DPs coming your way.
There's a DP on the lower apron.
An hour into the race, the temperature is 82 degrees. That means the track will be a bit slower and the tires will wear out a bit faster. It also means that temperatures inside the car will reach up to 160 degrees. That's why it's imperative that everyone is focused, rested, and hydrated. In a race like this, you have to be patient. You can go from 7th to 3rd to 1st, back to 9th, back to 5th, and so on and so forth. We do this all day long.
GT pits are open, so fill it.
We switch drivers and adjusted track conditions. We adjusted temperatures going from day to night, from night to day. You plan your pit stops, your drivers, your fuel, your sleep. Everything is taken into account. And on this team, we're a well-oiled machine, running fast.
Fuel number when you can, fuel number.
But in racing, like I said earlier, anything can happen.
Ooh. Grizzly noise.
Clearly a big suspension failure on the left rear. You can see by the way it's sitting.
Not gonna move. We can see it on TV that it is not going to move.
2 hours remaining in the race. They're going to go get the 23 and Marco Holzer.
In our case, it's a broken axle. It's a bad brake for sure. But one of the most amazing things about working with our team is the speed in which we can fix something. We've got some of the best mechanics and engineers in the game. What would take a repair shop months to do, these guys can do in less than an hour. And because of that, we're back in the race. Even though we wouldn't win the Rolex 24, we finished strong. And we'll be back. We always are. Until then, for me, it's back to Colorado. Back to the books and preparing for the next race. And I'll be ready.